Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to this session. Thank you very much for joining on time. So let's get started. So this session is going to be about the Windows PowerShell automation and scripting. My name is Sheikh Dawood. Let me introduce myself. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, so I have more than 12 years of experience in the industry working as an administrator at different levels, and I'm a corporate trainer. I have delivered corporate trainings for many top MNCs in India and overseas. So I have more than 2000 hours of instructor-led training. So I've done PowerShell scripting and automation projects on different domains, say like Office 365, Exchange Server, Active Directory, and also Azure. Right, so now, okay, let me increase my volume. Right, so now, first of all, we have close to 50 participants joined over here, so it is very important to know that who needs this course. So probably like you might have joined in a question saying like, do I really need to go with this course or not? So that question will be clarified right over here. Team, please don't scribble on this, doesn't look professional. Naresh, please behave professionally. Please remove all this. Team, I hope, yeah, please behave professionally. It's 50 members have joined, so please don't behave like a small child. Yeah, Naresh, especially for you. All right, so who really requires this training is that if you are a Intel administrator, or if you are a VMware administrator, or if you're a cloud administrator who is looking for some sort of automation. You say that I do some job day in day out and I want to automate something. I want to automate something in my environment which I work in day out. So if that is the requirement, yes, this course is going to definitely help you out on that. And also, let's say that you are an administrator who is extremely comfortable with your GUI. For example, I'm sure that there are like different flavors of administrator who has joined over here. You could be an AD administrator, Exchange or Azure or anything it could be. So you can be a strong person in terms of the GUI administration, but when it comes to PowerShell, you say that you take a back seat. So if that is the level, so this training is going to make you comfortable in terms of planning, or like it's a change in culture. Whatever you have been doing it through the GUI, you should start doing it through PowerShell. That is the idea. So I'm sure that you'll be feeling much more confident in terms of learning PowerShell. So you say that in my environment we have a lot of scripts. My senior gives me script, I run it, and I also download scripts from the internet and I make some changes, edit it here and there. Somehow I run it and I get an output. But when you ask me to write a script, when you ask me to develop a script from the beginning, no, I'm not the right person. If that is what you are, if that is what your level, if that is what you have self-assessed yourself, then this course is going to make you to write scripts right from the beginning, from a blank page. I will make you to write scripts so that like it doesn't matter whatever goal that comes in front of you, you will be having a confidence in terms of thinking, how can I really design this? At least like you will be able to write scripts on a simple level, at to an expert level also, as in when we move on in the course. So you will be able to, first of all, the scariness of writing scripts will completely go off. Whatever is the challenge, let me face it, that kind of confidence you will definitely get it. So next is like you say like you want to write your scripts. Let's say that you can say that there are so many scripts which are available. If you say that, if you write it, you're going to get the credit for it. So for that you have to write your own script. If you say like I want to write my own scripts, I have got a lot of ideas, which means like as I told you earlier, yes, we are going to write lots and lots of scripts so that you will be able to develop ideas in a much better way. So next, the last point is like you say that there are a lot of scripts in my environment. I run it, I get the output, I submit it to my peers, job done. So I would like to understand what is written inside that script. What is the meaning of a hyphen? What is the meaning of a dot? What is the meaning of a question mark? What is the meaning of a percentage? Like that, everything has a meaning which is written inside. Dhaneshwar, please behave professionally. I can't stop sharing and share it again and again. All right. So yeah, I was saying that if you want to learn scripts in a much clear way, you so definitely we can learn it up to the in that level. So when during this course, whenever you write anything, anything that you write, you will get a clarity. Why are you writing? What is the purpose of writing this? And what is that particular doing on the script? So like that, you will get a clarity of information. Whatever you write, you take a pipeline or you take a command or you write a bracket or anything of that sort. When you write it, you will get an idea like, why am I writing this? So that amount of clarity you will be getting it. So that, like, whenever you download a script, also you get a script from your peers. So let's say that before you can run it, you can confidently open a script and you can read it, so that the information flow, the script flow, you will be able to get it in a much better way. That will be, you will be able to do it even half the way through the training itself. You will get that confidence, which I can guarantee it, which I have seen as a feedback for close to 1,500 candidates whom I have trained it. So that is the confidence I can make you to write scripts. And also, if you're a person, you say that, hey, I am not from a developer background, you say that right throughout my career, I've been an administrator, I never ever wrote a script at all in my lifetime. That is also totally fine. If you know the concepts, if you know, saying like, hey, I want to do something, if you have that ideology, if you know that I know how to do this in GUI, but I want to do this on PowerShell, if that is the only ideology you have it, then that ideology is going to make you to write the scripts which I will help you to write it. That is the way we always, because, like, again, I'm saying that this the same course curriculum is being added for many organizations, freshers curriculum. All right, so that is the idea over here. So that is the way how it works. So because, like, because PowerShell has been, because many organization has understood the importance of PowerShell. For I myself have taken freshers batch for 3-4 organizations. So that is how it is very important. That's what I would like to say. So Sashidharan, I'm not going to enable recording for anyone. So for recording, you can contact Amit and he will help you out on that. Right. So talking about, if once you learn it, where you can implement it. So PowerShell is everywhere. It is there. It has got like so many modules. It has got its Azure module, Teams, AD, VMware is a non-Microsoft product. Even that has got a module. Even AWS has got a module. SQL Server, Office 365, SharePoint, Exchange. It's everywhere. So what is also that I would like to tell you is that, as I told you, like, we have got a different flavors of administrator over here. We are not going to concentrate on any one particular technology. If I do that, probably, like, it won't be good. So what is that we are going to do is, like, what is it we'll be learning is, like, we will be learning the logic. If you learn this language, we are going to learn the language, we're not going to learn anything which is domain specific. If you learn this language, you will be able to implement the ideas in any technology for that matter. So for example, today, like, say if you're working on Office 365, which is a software as a service, so you will be able to understand PowerShell and start implementing. So tomorrow, if your organization is giving you a chance to work on Microsoft Azure, you don't have to learn anything extra. Or if your organization is giving a chance to work on something else, say, like, it could be a SharePoint or Teams or anything for that matter. The logic, you have to, whatever you learn it over here, you just have to take it and start implementing it. That's it. So we are going to learn the logic, and that logic is common for anywhere and any and whatever technology you name it. That is what we are going to concentrate throughout this course. And also, this is what we are going to cover, right? So first we'll be talking about the basics of Windows PowerShell, because like we are all scared of this blue color screen, right? The PowerShell screen. So we are going to understand like how we can interact with that screen, how to ask for commands, all those things we'll be talking about. And we'll be talking about how to make use of the internal help repository. So there is a very beautiful internal help repository which is highly recommended for a self learning. So why this is very important, because like now you are now, for example, if you are working on this particular language, tomorrow if you move on to any other domain, as I told you that if you're moving from Office 365 to Azure, so in that case also what would happen is like if you know how to read the help, automatically like you will be able to learn automatically, you will be able to learn by yourself. So the self learning is also we are trying to induce over here. So because like for each and every domain, you don't have to go for a training, your self learning ideas also we are trying to motivate over here. So how to learn from the syntax examples, how to create a single liner command, which we'll be doing it today as a part of the first class. And also we'll be talking about the commonly used commands, say like the services command, process hot fixes, network commands, file handling commands, all those things we will be talking. And the operators, arithmetic, comparison, logical, and say like starting with the small scripts and input output statements, the variables, and say like the looping statements. So in the looping statements and the conditional statements, we will be talking about something called as the if, else, if, and else, do while, do until, switch, for, while, for each, try catch, break, continue, and throw trap. We'll be talking about all these looping statements inside this particular topic. And we'll be talking about the functions and the parameters. We'll be talking about the remote management. Then we'll be talking about the domain specific modules. So when you reach this particular place called as the domain specific modules, you will be well versed with what is a domain like what is a command and how can I really become an expert in terms of this remote management. This is what you will be really doing it. So don't worry, that tick I only made it. Please don't take it another way. So I'm only marking this. So when the time when you reach this particular place called as the remote management, you will be well versed with any commands that is coming in front of you, which means like if it's AD command, you know how to handle that AD commands. I'm so sorry, I'm marking the wrong one. I should be marking the domain specific modules. Yeah, so I mean to say like when you reach this place called as a domain specific modules, what is that you will be good at? You will be good at any commands that comes in front of you. It doesn't matter if it's AD command or any cloud command or whatever command which is a PowerShell command, you will be good at it. That is the way. That is why I'm saying that we are learning all these things and finally we are landing into this domain specific modules. And obviously yes, we'll be talking about the WMI and we'll be talking about the overview of the desired state configuration and the overview of Windows Forms. So this is what we are planning to cover in this particular course. All right. So now, before I go to the Q&A session, let me tell you, because like probably you might have a question on the schedule. So the schedule is like it's a 30 hours course in which like if it's a weekday class, it would be like 1.5 hours every day, only on weekdays starting Monday to Friday. And if it is a weekend class, it would be like 3 hours per day, total of 6 hours per week on a Saturday and Sunday altogether, and it will go for 5 weekends. So 30 hours altogether is what we are going to meet up. Okay, so please note down the number so that like if you for this session recordings and for any queries or the enrollment, Amit is account manager, he will be taking care of it. All right, so let me tell you today's agenda also. So I'm going to take questions for the next 5 to 10 minutes, and then we are going to get started with our first day class. That is the agenda. So slowly we will go till say like 8:30 or 9 o'clock. Till that time we are going to learn. All right, so go ahead. So for the next 5 to 10 minutes we are going to take questions. Go ahead, please. So please feel free to unmute yourself and you can ask questions.
Yeah, hi, hello. How are you?
Doing good, Raj. How are you?
I'm good. Actually, I want to ask one thing. What is the automation? That's till now I understand.
Okay.
You explain about scripting, but
Mhm.
I want to know about the automation.
Okay.
It's PowerShell automation. So what is this? This?
So the automation idea is like, for example, let's say that you are doing a job on a day by day basis. Let's say you are doing a same job which you are which you are writing it as a script, but how are you going to automate it, is in the sense like, how can you make it to run even when you are not in office also? How is it going to run? That is the question. So that is called as automation. If you say like, every day at 9 o'clock I do a job, and you are saying
Mhm.
that even if I'm not there in office, that job has to be done by the machine,
Okay.
that
Okay.
is
Okay.
called as the
It means
automation.
suppose that if I want its login time of 2 or 5 or our some servers. So we make a script, automated script,
Hmm,
and server timing automatically will be fetch.
exactly, something like that. So you can schedule a
Oh,
weekly schedule, daily schedule, monthly schedule. Monthly, you want to, you say like, I want to do this job, you schedule it monthly, automatically it is going to run. Even if you are on a vacation also, it will automatically do it. That's the way, that's the job of automation.
okay, okay, okay. With the help of this automation, we can push patches also.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay, okay, fine. Yeah, thank you so much.
So team, you can also
Sir,
send me
this is
questions on the chat. Yeah, go ahead.
sir. This is Manu Govind. Actually, my name is my daughter's name it is Sri.
Okay, hi, tell me.
So my name is Manu Govind. Actually, I want to know like while we will study this course, also we will practice scripting at that time, or it is not only the
Okay, so
study
it
means like you will
is
teach and we will
hold on,
just
hold
listen, or we can able to practice also because as you know like means I'm specifically telling of myself like I'm new, so for this programming or scripting, and also without practicing it is not possible to like be expert or maybe intermediate level also.
I
So that's
understand.
what my question,
I totally understand
whether
your
we will be
question.
able to practice at that time in front of you.
Yes. So
Yeah.
yes, the answer is yes. So this course is completely like a 10 percentage of theory and a 90 percentage of practical. So it is something like, you will be writing scripts in front of me only, because like, I will give you ideas and I will show you some small example and I will make you to write a larger examples. That's when you'll be able to make it. That is the idea. So yes, answer to your question is yes, I will make you to write scripts, not like a theory showing slides and all. I will make you to write scripts, and so that you can practice it, you will come up with a lot of questions and I will answer it. I will make it clear, and I will clarify those questions. And also, even as I told you earlier, even if you're a person who has never ever wrote anything on the programming language also, it's fine. You are free to, you can definitely join, and I will make you to write scripts.
I
That is
have
that is
one
my
more
question.
question
And
also.
another one thing is, okay, please carry on, carry on. Uh, hello.
Yeah, go ahead,
Okay,
go
okay.
ahead.
Can I ask one thing? If
Yeah,
anyone do not want to ask.
Raj Singh, hold
Uh,
on, okay, hold on.
okay.
We are Manu, right? I think. Please go ahead.
yeah. But actually, I have some other question, but someone
No,
else
no,
is
that's okay.
asking.
That's okay.
So
That's okay. Go ahead. Quickly, go ahead.
let him ask. Then
No, no, that's okay. Go ahead, please.
yeah, yeah. But actually, I want to know like this desired state configuration, whatever DSC. So DSC will have any course, or it will just have a overview. Like it will have anything like
I'm
detail
going to give you an overview.
detailing of
So I'm
those
going to
that
give an
chapter.
overview on that, because like DSC is again a big topic. I don't want to club it over here, because like, for a person who knows PowerShells,
Yeah,
that person should also know what is what. So that very simple information about DSC, I will definitely give it. If your organization is having it from that particular place, you will be able to develop it. Okay.
hello.
Yeah.
And sir,
Good.
another one question. This means like 30 hours course. Like if means is it possible like someone can be intermediate level in this 30 hours course?
Yes,
That
why
is a
not?
bit
Yes.
odd question I'm asking.
So
Just
I'll
I'm
tell you, like,
asking.
if a batch is starting now,
Uh,
that batch is
I'm also I have the like doubt. Yeah. Okay.
if a batch is going to start, you are
Yeah.
going to be
Please.
the 13th batch. So we already covered 12 batches, and everyone has
Mm.
gone through this, and everyone has gone through with utmost satisfaction. So I can guarantee that you will be able to write scripts even half the way through the course itself. When we cover 15 hours itself, like, you will be confident in yourself in terms of writing the script, which I have done it, which I challenge to you also.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, I want to ask
And
one thing. It's if I write some script and they did not work, so you will help us to sort out the issue.
Yes, I'll be there for support.
How?
During the course also, I will be supporting. Even after the course also, I will be guiding you. So if you're writing a script,
Yeah.
if you're stuck at some particular place, so yes, I'm always there to help, even after the course also. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So during the course, if I write some script and so I need to share its screenshot or
Everything
I
is
need to
possible once you
explain.
enroll it. Once you enroll it, my phone number will be shared. We will be part of a WhatsApp group, and you can share all the screenshots, problems, and we can work on it.
Okay. Fine. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello.
so, like, what all we need like for this course, like just a laptop, or do we
Yeah,
need any prerequisites like
nothing,
software?
no prerequisite. If you have a Windows 10 machine which has got PowerShell on it, we are ready for it. So that's the basic requirement. And with the same Windows 10 machine itself, we are going to get started today. We are going to have, if you
Okay.
have if you have a plain Windows 10 machine, you are good for the course, and we are going to get started today.
And as you mentioned, like we will work on practical things. So during the class hours, we will work, or else you will give some assignments and like that. Like,
Both. I during the class hours itself, like, I will make you to do the same job whatever I'm doing it. I will make you to do, plus I will give you some task during the course, during the class itself, and I will make you to write it. Apart from it, I will give you task for the day also, which with which you have to complete it, and send to me as a screenshot or on the notepad.
yeah. Okay. Okay. Thanks.
I have a two question. One is actually went through your catalog where mentioned that you will guide the PowerShell scripting for VMware admin and VMware environment AD and DHCP and all things. So I have only Windows 10 OS in my system. How will I practice on these tools when I don't have?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I specifically told you about this domain specific modules. We will be talking about the domain specific modules later. So first, Windows 10 is going to cover everything from here. By the time, I will guide you like how you can have a Windows 80 environment. If you have a laptop, you have a 8 GB of RAM, your 80 environment is ready, which I will guide you.
Okay, anyhow, we have to buy some AWS Azure
Nothing
account to,
required. So do you have 8 GB of RAM on your laptop?
yeah.
Then you can simply download a VMware workstation and download ISO file from Microsoft. You are ready to go. Your AD is ready.
And second question is, what is the cost for this course?
Cost will be decided, and it will be communicated by Mr. Amit. Please take his number, so he will let you know the cost. He's the account manager. He takes care of all those things. I'm just a technical person. Okay.
Hey, Dawud, this is hi. Dawud,
Yeah, good.
is there
Absolutely.
any integration of AWS and Azure that you are going to cover?
So
Because everything is going to be cloud, right? So we are using
yeah,
all the scripting
yeah, that's
to
what I'm
all
saying. That's
that.
what I'm saying. I know that you are in cloud, but for a person to start with PowerShell, you should know all these basic stuff. Then only you can even start writing about anything. So that's what I'm saying. Like, first, be 100% clear with this. The time we reach this domain specific modules, you will be having a good clarity in terms of, it could be any cloud module you take it. It could be MS Online module. It could be Exchange Online module. It could be Azure Compute module, Azure Accounts module. You take any Azure module, you will be good at it. So I don't have to cover it. In fact, I'm not going to cover it also, because like we don't want to get into any domain specific things. But yeah, I can give you like hints on that, and also like if you are working on it and when you come back with questions, I'm there to help you.
Got your point. Thank you.
Hi. Hi, hi sir.
Yeah, hi, tell me.
Yeah. How you can manage any SQL database like using remote management system, remote management concept. You can manage another system to managing database access backup. It's
Uh,
possible.
it should be possible. See, I have taken training for SQL administrators, and they are
Okay.
convinced with they are convinced with the logic, which technically means that yes, it is possible. But I'm not a SQL administrator. I'm from a AD Exchange background, so the answer with my experience is yes. But to a direct answer, if it is really possible or not, I'm not 100% sure about it.
Okay. Okay.
One more thing. If if we got any problem in a domain scripting, so after the course we will be help.
Again, I'm saying like I will help. I can give you only a moral guidance, and whatever guidance I give, and if that is creating a problem and we are not responsible for it, that also, again, I'm saying like it's a moral guidance. If you're expecting a
Uh,
full-fledged support, no, answer is no, straightforward answer is no. But if you ask me
uh,
to guide, yes, I can do it.
Yeah, actually, after this course, we are able to make a basic concept will be clear. Only we need a basic like that. It's a guidance because sometimes some things not click in our mind, so we need some guides like that. We got education from an institute, but after
Understood.
when we go for a job and we got a problem, then our teacher will help us. They do not properly solution, but they guide and they support us. That's I want to ask you.
I will definitely guide you. Answer is yes.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, Sheikh. This is Shashidhan here.
Yeah, hi Sashi.
I want to know. Say, my background is I'm a cybersecurity professional
Mhm.
with 15 years of experience. Okay, so how does this automation or scripting can be beneficial for my side? I mostly work on the SaaS model of the endpoints.
Okay.
Okay, and I work on Azure and AWS as well. Okay, so how can be this helpful for my profile?
Okay.
And
So
I basically do not have I don't do any operations on the host machines. I only take it from the console end.
mhm.
So
Okay.
yeah.
So, for a person, if you ask me from an Office 365 perspective, there is definitely a security and the compliance model is there. So that same security and the compliance has got a PowerShell module also. So if you want to run a discovery search, if you want to run a compliance search, if you want to search it on multiple mailboxes, so all those things can be performed via PowerShell. For example, let's say that if you are having a requirement to search for one particular email on 150 mailboxes and purge it, so how fast you can do it is like you can do it very fast from a scripting perspective. So that is one example which I always tell when I am teaching Office 365 course. So yeah, that is that. In that way I can say like yes, knowing automation will definitely help you on that, is what I can say.
Okay. Thank you for explaining that. And adding to that, on which script that you're going to use? Are you going to use the VB script or something like that,
Oh,
or any
PowerShell.
Python?
We are going to learn Python. We are going to learn PowerShell, Windows
Okay.
PowerShell.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, so let me take some questions from the chat. Um, so, so we know, to answer your question, yes, when you complete the course, you are in a better position to write automation tool or automation scripts. You can definitely write it, and So Narasimha, the timings on weekdays would be like morning 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. So yes, someone has logged in from iPhone. Yes, you have to pay for this course. Even we have to earn for a bread and butter. So Pavan, yeah, as I told you, like if you are from the Azure module, so as I told you, like if you learn the logic, you will be able to perform your Azure module and Azure commands very easily. That's the logic. Okay. So any more questions?
Amit, whatever the scripts you are telling, will it be useful for other domains also, like Azure cloud, like or like,
Yes.
and how it would be practicing also for other domains. Like if you go through only the Windows modules, that is fine. But so we're working as a VMware, so how it would be like in terms of VMware side, like will it be the same, or like, or do
Logic
you have
is all
any
the
the
same.
yeah?
Logic is all the same. The logic is exactly the same. So that's what I'm saying. Like when you learn the logic, when you learn the language, like the way we learned ABCD, we don't have to go back to our nursery school to find a new word, right? We can frame our new word. That's the learning we did. Same thing over here. You learn the language, you can frame, you can understand, you can learn the commands. Any new commands that is developed and coming from Microsoft, you will be able to learn that. not
Okay.
not only that learning, I'm telling that you can also design your own commands as in when you move on. Even that also we'll be covering it. For example, let's say that you want to design a new command and you want to keep it on 100 machines, and you say like people when they open their PowerShell, when they type in that command, it should work. That is also possible. We are going to go to that particular level.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what about the documentations? Like how what and all you are providing us, like after complete the course?
After completing the course, if you're talking about the PowerShell documentation, I have a document which I will provide it. And also like as in when we are doing the course, I will create the notes parallelly, so that when you're going through the video and looking into the notes, that will be matching it. And you will be having like 50 to 60 handy scripts which you will be writing it as in when the course is moving on. So all these things are like the documentations for you. So yeah, you can definitely create your own set of notes and the documentations, everything you can have it. All right.
Sir, did you learn also this like this GUI, like we can create the any application?
So as I told you, if you notice
The background script will be there
the
through
very last
GUI and
one,
all, right?
yeah, the very last one is an overview of Windows Forms. So that will be talking about the GUI,
Okay.
which we are not going, which I will show you the path, how you can really approach it. Again, that's why I clearly mentioned it's an overview. We are not going to go deep into it. So I will show you the overview. I will show you the path, like how you can proceed. After that, it is up to your level. Okay. So
So, sir, you are also means like giving any advanced course also in some other session or somewhere, means apart from this course?
even this course itself,
For
like it will be
like this DSC, detailing of DSC.
Okay, this course itself will cover advanced, but I'm not taking any
Hello.
course specifically for DSC as such. But yes, this course itself will talk about the basic, intermediate, and also bit of expert level. Also, this course itself is going to talk about. Okay, so to answer your question, Raghavendra, so yes, we are going to deal with the file handling techniques also, which I just mentioned it, which I have not mentioned it over here, which will be taken care as well. All right, so please make a note of Amit's number and let's get started with the first day class. So just give me a minute. Let's get started.
Hello, this weekend class, what time it will be actually?
So weekend class, we can plan it. We can, so depending upon like the majority of people, Amit will decide and tell us saying like when we can have it. Most probably it will be a morning session or an evening session, not an afternoon one, but we can definitely decide, and we can decide on that.
Are you providing the recording sessions like for revision it?
Yes, so every day's recording, even today's this demo is also getting recorded and it will be shared. So probably you can just check with Amit for the recording session, and like every day session will be recorded and it will be shared with all the participants, and you can download it and keep it for your reference also. All right, with no further delay, let's
That last quick question, the documentation, if you could prepare like for well understand for the freshers or like experience, that would be good actually. So that we'll go through it on it. As you
no.
said, only
I
providing the
strongly
scripting
believe.
language, but it should be theory also, but that should be like better understand.
So Danvik, I do have a documentation which I will provide it, but it won't be like a highly professional book writer or an author. No, it won't be like that. Again,
Yeah, some people like they'll pull it from Microsoft and just they will give it as like
no,
that.
whatever I'm
Those
going to
will
give
get
it.
it from the Google.
No, whatever I'm going to give it, that I only sat down and I only wrote it. Which if you just read through it, it will be like the way I'm speaking. It will be like that only. So that is how I design, which I will definitely share with you. Okay, don't worry. So what I'm saying is, like, if you concentrate the course itself, you will be able to write scripts there. At that particular time, you won't even care about the theory part. That I'm 100% sure about it.
Yeah, I heard from it my colleagues, so hope that would fulfill to our dreams.
Sorry.
I heard actually one of my colleagues are like already they had been attended this one session, so they're like able to well understand. So that
Okay.
is
All right. Good.
so we will understand the same.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So you don't have to really care about the theory, concentrate on the practical. The theory, you will understand it automatically. You will have your own words, you will have your own way of defining things, and that will stick to your mind at last. That's very important. All right. So with no further delay, let's get started. Zakir, yeah, last question.
Hello. How many fees of this course?
So Zakir, please check with Mr. Amit. I hope you have taken Mr. Amit's number. So Amit is the person, his account manager. He will let you know the fee structure. All right. So
Doug, I have one question. Just
yeah,
one question.
yeah.
So to start with this PowerShell, Windows PowerShell, I would like to understand, are you going to introduce first is the PowerShell version 5.2 that support .NET Framework and ISC, or are you uh,
We will
going
start
to
with
get this
5.1.
class on 5.1, right?
Yeah, 5.1.
Also, are you going to give some insight on PowerShell version 7?
What I say is, like, automatically it will come up to you. So there's not that the logic is all the same. Just the version is different.
Okay.
Few commands are depreciated, few commands are added, few commands are
Mhm.
changed. Once you learn this 5.1, automatically you will understand you can work on any PowerShell. It doesn't matter
So,
if
but
it's a lower version or a newer version. You can definitely work on it.
right. My query is to understand that if you're getting the sessions on this PowerShell version 5.1 or 2 or 7, so that doesn't make any sense, right? That just an enhancement into the support and other features within the PowerShell, right?
Simple. Yes, that's right.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. All right. So let's get
Hello.
started.
One second. I have one question is, is it the basic course or advanced?
Both.
Because I'm not properly, I'm not aware about this basic or advanced. So this is
So
basic or advanced?
this is both. This will start with beginner course, go till intermediate, and it will touch base on the expert level. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Thank you. Okay, so let's get started. So as I told you, like, the schedule is like, today we are going to cover the first class. So I want everyone to be ready with your machine. Keep your Windows PowerShell session open, and we are going to do this. And this is I'm just going to demo the way the class is going to flow. That's the same thing we are going to do it, and that's the style we will be following throughout our class as well. All right. So before we can learn something, it is very important to know that who is the mastermind behind this technology. The mastermind behind this technology is Mr. Jeffrey Snower. So he is called as the founder of Windows PowerShell. He's currently working as a Microsoft Technical Fellow, and he is a chief architect for PowerShell. He is also the chief architect for the Azure infrastructure and the management group. So he is serving in Microsoft for the past 21 years. So he joined in 1999 as a divisional architect, and he has more than 30 years of experience. So if you want to know more about him, so you can definitely look into YouTube or the official Microsoft channel, which is the channel9.msdn.com. So he'll be talking about more and more on the events. He talks about like how PowerShell came or what are the challenges they faced it. All those things he definitely has shared it on this website. So let's first understand what is this Windows PowerShell and what it really talks about. So it's a native task automation scripting language. So why do we say it as a native? We call it as a native because it is rightly available after you have your operating system installed, which means, like, for example, if you want to use, let's say, like Python on a Windows machine, you have to install Python. But here, PowerShell is a natively available just after you install an operating system. It is readily available for you. So that's why we call it as a native, and it's a task automation. We are all over here to learn about, like, how can we really do a task automation. And it's a scripting language. So scripting language, because like script is nothing but a collection of more than one commands arranged one after another, and it is going to run all together. So it's like a language. So language is something like as a medium of communication. We are going to talk to the machine. So we are going to basically talk to that blue color screen and provide some instructions and take the result. If the machine is not liking the instruction, it is going to throw some error messages, and we are going to understand that problem and we are going to solve it, and then we are going to move on. So the interaction has to happen between you and the blue color screen. That is the main idea about this particular course. So next, it's a CLI. It's a command line interface. So it is a completely you have to write the commands to get the output. The third point is, like, it was earlier, PowerShell was tightly coupled with an operating system, which means, like, let's say, like, before August 2016, if you wanted to use Windows PowerShell, what you have to do is, like, you have to either have a server operating system or a client operating system, without which you can't even use Windows PowerShell. Say, like, the situation was before 2016. So now what happened from August 2016 is, like, Microsoft declared this particular technology as an open source, which means, like, anyone can download it and anyone can contribute for it. So that is the idea. So which means, like, if it is applicable as a package, you don't need to have an operating system to be able to use Windows PowerShell. It is made as an individual package. So you say that I have only a Linux machine, I have only a Mac machine, will I be able to use PowerShell? Yes, you can definitely use it. You can download it as an individual package and you will be able to use it. That is the logic. And next, it's built on the .NET framework. So yes, it is definitely built on .NET framework. So that doesn't mean, like, you should be knowing .NET framework and then only you have to come over here to learn PowerShell. No, not like that. So definitely the background design is .NET framework, but what Microsoft has done is, like, they have made the language in a very, very simpler way that anyone can really script it. So which means, like, Microsoft knows the competency of their own administrators. So if something the administrator has to do it, then they have planned it in a better way. So they made it as much simple as possible. So that is definitely is built on .NET framework, but it is made so much simple. That's what I would like to say. So it's a cross-platform scripting language, which means, like, this PowerShell has the best of things from many different languages. For example, from Bash, few things are taken. From Perl, few things are taken. From MS-DOS, few things are taken. From Linux commands, few things are taken. So so many things from different places are taken, and the best and the problems are all eradicated, and the best things are all built in this particular PowerShell. So which means, like, it can understand few things from Linux, it can understand few things from the MS-DOS, and it has its own set of commands also. So it knows multiple platform. So that is why it is called as a cross-platform scripting language. All right. So now, from version 6.0, PowerShell is built on the .NET Core. So when it was made as when it is made as an open source, yes, it is all built on the .NET Core, which is I think the advanced version or a cloud version of it. Okay, so to answer Sauryadeep's question, so yes, there is always a comparative study between Python and PowerShell. So PowerShell is mainly meant for the Windows administrator, so very closely associated for the Windows administrator. When does Python comes into picture is, like, when you fetch something from the system and when you want to beautify your result, when you want to beautify your output, that is when you can bring in Python. But for fetching the result from the system, PowerShell is going to be the best choice for you. So that is the idea. So you can probably, if someone is asking you in an interview, you can put up in this way. All right. So now that is the theory I have for you. So now what is that we are going to do is like, let's get started with our practicals. What I want is like, I want everyone to launch your Windows PowerShell session and be ready like this. Launch a Windows PowerShell session, and I can do CLS. Okay, so clear your screen and keep it ready. So now what is that I generally do? As I told you that I will be writing notes parallelly like this, so that like you will be able to relate to the practicals and the notes over here. Yes, Ashi.
Yeah, Sheikh. So I see two options there. I see normal PowerShell, x86 and 64-bit, and I
Okay.
also see ISC, x86 and 64-bit. So what's the
Okay.
difference between these two?
Okay, so all those things that you have with x86, as we know that it's a 32-bit version, we don't want a 32-bit version. So
No, the difference between ISC and
I'll come to that. I'll come to that. Hold on. I'll come to that. So that x86 versions, both you mentioned, like both are like 32-bit version. So let's eliminate it. What is the difference between the ISC and the normal one? Is that the normal one is going to look like this. ISC stands for the integrated scripting environment, which is like a tool, like a editor, which helps you a lot, saying like whatever mistakes you do, it will quickly notify you. So it, whatever you want to type it will help you with many things. Why I'm not asking you to do that? Because like you are in the learning stage, you can't be stuck, you can't get into the comfort zone. So that's why I'm asking you to launch this. There is a time that we will be moving to ISC. When you are pretty much comfortable with these commands, then only you will move to ISC. So this is the place that you need to learn, make mistakes, learn it, and then move on to the comfort zone. That's why.
Okay, and one more question is, see, I'm doing it on my base operating system and not on my VM. So I want to know if any of these commands will affect my operating system.
Okay, none of the commands will affect it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so I hope everyone is having this blue color screen now. So now, as I told you that it's a language, right? So what is a language? Language is a medium of communication between you and the machine. So now what is that we need to ask is that you need to ask the machine that, hey, give me or show me your whole capabilities, right? So that's what we always do. See, all my examples are close to real life. I strongly believe that all these technologies are developed from a human terminology only. So I always keep that examples. So what I say is like, for example, when you get into a restaurant and if you want to know the capability of that restaurant, what is that we generally do is like, we always ask for a menu card. Why do we ask for a menu card? Because like, we want to know the capability of that restaurant. The same thing we are going to do it over here. We are going to ask the PowerShell that, hey, show me your menu card. You show me all the list of commands. Let me check like what I really wanted. That's what we are going to ask. So you need to type something called as this: get hyphen command. Type in get hyphen command and hit enter and tell me what happens. Type in get hyphen command and tell me what happens on your system.
I'm getting an error.
Did you put a space in between? There are no spaces. There is no space.
I get a lot of commands here.
Good.
Which says description.
Hello, Sheikh.
Yeah.
In Windows 10 machine, PowerShell showing 86. So which one I open?
Open the one without 86.
Without 86, okay.
Normal Windows PowerShell, not the ISC. Team, open a normal Windows PowerShell. Don't open ISC. We will move to ISC later, not now.
Okay, so without one. After that, I will hit the command CD slash.
Yeah, that's okay. You can run it from there also. Just type in get hyphen command.
Okay.
Type in get hyphen command, and I hope everyone is seeing a result like this, which is a lengthy result. Is that true? If anyone is getting
Yes.
any error message, you need to understand that there is no space in between. So now what is that we did is like this get hyphen command is going to show the list of all the commands in this session. When I say session, what is the meaning that I'm trying to tell you over here is that does all the menu card in all the restaurants are the same? No, definitely not. Every restaurant has its own set of menu card. Like the same way here, the list of commands differ, not 100% difference, but yes, there is a difference between every versions, say like from version 2, 3, version 4, or like version 5 or 6, 7, or you take a module or you take a machine which is Windows 2012. When you install AD, the AD modules will be added. If you take Exchange machines, the Exchange has a set of commands. When you type get hyphen command, which is a menu card, like the way how it differs from restaurant to restaurant, like the same way it differs from machine to machine, depends upon what kind of application is installed on it. That is the way that you need to understand. So what is it very important is like the moment you start working on a machine, you need to understand first what is really available so that I can really consume it. That is the idea we need to do it. So when you type in get hyphen command, you get all the list of commands in this session. And two things I would like to tell you. The first point is that it is non-case sensitive. So it is, we all know that bash, Linux is all case sensitive, right? So which could lead to a problem, not a problem as such, but you have to be very cautious about it. But here it's not case sensitive. You can type it in any case that is taken. Now, what is the second idea is like, whatever you typed in something called as get hyphen command. This is called as the command structure. What is a command structure is like, it is in a structure of a verb hyphen noun. Every command you take in PowerShell, you take any command in the world, you take any PowerShell command in the world, it doesn't matter from any domain, it will be in the same structure. You take a command from Exchange, get hyphen mailbox. You take a command from the Office 365, get hyphen MSOL user. You take a command from VMware, get hyphen VM. You take a command from Azure, get hyphen AZVM. Everything will have the same structure, saying a verb hyphen noun. Okay, so every command you take it will be in a structure of a verb hyphen noun. So the first and there are no spaces in a command. So within a command, there are no spaces, but after you write the command, yes, we will add some spaces and then we will be doing it. So now let's say that what is that we did was like, we did get hyphen command and we got like hundreds and thousands of command that just flown in front of you. Now, you know what, as I told you, it's a change in culture, which means like you say that, hey, I know how to do something on the GUI. How can I do it on PowerShell? If that is the question that you're asking, and that's the same question we are going to find a answer for it, saying like, everyone knows the Windows services, right? Say like services.msc. We all know what is services. So same thing, like I would like to see the services on my PowerShell. So that is what I'm trying to say as a culture change. I know how to do things on GUI. How can I see the same thing on PowerShell? So how can we search for something is using the wildcard character. Saying what is the wildcard character? So star is the wildcard character. So using the wildcard character, what is it we are going to do is like, we are going to search for something which we really wanted. I say star service star and hit enter and look into the result. So now probably like if you are thinking like all the get commands, which you might be knowing it, probably you might be knowing about PowerShell, all the get commands are just a view only commands. It's not going to harm anything. That's why when someone asks like, is it going to harm the machine? I said confidently, I said no, because like we are going to use only the get commands for the day. So slowly you will understand like what we are doing, and you yourself can answer that question saying, is it going to harm it or not? That answer you will be able to do it. So now what is my question is like, find all the get commands which can help me to view the services on my PowerShell. So question is how to view the list of services on PowerShell window. That's the question. So what is that you need to do is like you need to search for any command that talks about service. And what is that I did was like I did something like this, saying like get hyphen command like this. You can do like this also. So everyone has got a command called as get hyphen service. Everyone got a command called as get hyphen service.
Yes, I got.
Yeah. So you know what, probably like you might be thinking like, anyways, I already know this get hyphen service. What is the big deal in that? What is the big deal is that tomorrow, if you are dealing with any new task, let's say like, that's why I'm telling that once you learn the logic, you will be able to apply this logic anywhere and everywhere. Tomorrow, if you're using any other module, let's say Azure module or Office 365 module, if you have a keyword to search, how will you search? You will search in the same model. That's the idea. So now if I have found the command, I need to execute the command saying like this. I can execute the command saying get hyphen service and I hit enter. Do you see the list of services? Which you can see it through the GUI. Do you see it on your PowerShell now? You found it? Everyone got the answer?
Yes.
Right? Very simple and straightforward. So now question is like, how will you see the list of running processes? What are the process running on my machine? How will you see it? On the GUI. My question is first, how will you do it on the GUI? So what is that we do is like, we will right click on the task manager, right? We will be right clicking on the task on this task bar and we will be going to the task manager. So team, please don't worry because we have more participants. I'm not waiting for an answer, but as in when the class starts, right, I will always wait for an answer and then only I will move forward. Don't worry about that. Right. So yeah. So Mandeep, you can go on mute. Yeah, Mandeep, go ahead. Yeah, Niket, go ahead. Yes, you're audible. Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I joined late. So, what about this class? Actually, I got in my email and I came. Can you tell me about this class? So, we need to pay anything or like,
Aniket, we started at 7 o'clock. We started almost like 7:30. So please go through the recordings. Now, please take Amit's number and go through the recordings, please.
how long do you it will like it will be free of cost or what?
Aniket, your internet connection is very poor. We can hardly hear you. Please send a message. I mean, like, please drop a message on the chat. I'll reply to you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Okay. So talking about the process, right? So talking about the process is like, we know how to see the list of process on the GUI. Question is like, how can we see the same list of process on the PowerShell? So the question is the same and the methodology is also the same. Do the same job, saying get hyphen command star process star, right? So as I told you, like, I want to just view it. I would like to view it. So when I'll be preferring something called as the command saying get hyphen process. Okay. So Srini, don't worry. We will be talking about that. Hold on. We will be talking about that. So now see this. So get hyphen process, when I do get hyphen process, it is going to show me all the list of process which are running on my machine. So this is going to show you more amount of process than what you can see it on the GUI. That is, it is that helpful, right? So please run get hyphen process and see if you're able to get the list of process. Everyone got it? Is it working?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, but I am not getting this task like process IDs and
Can you
amount
come
of
again?
like I'm just getting the processes, but not about other details.
Are you running get hyphen process?
I just run Star process star. Okay, I'll run that.
Yeah. So this is the command, right? This is the command you have to run it.
So yeah, I got it. Like I searched for using
One
the
more thing.
uncalled.
If
one more question,
we want to check.
Yeah, is it any character-wise? It is very important on the PowerShell. Like in Linux, that is character-wise very important. So in this, if I use caps lock on that command, so that command will be work.
No, in this case, it is non-case sensitive. You can type it in
Okay.
any ways.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Can we check a remote to system process?
Raj, don't worry. We will talk about that. So team, all your questions will be answered, but I have got a flow designed. So please travel with the flow so that like all your questions will be answered. So I know that what are the possible questions that can raise in a session, and I have answers for all the questions. Just trust me and follow the flow. All right. So now question is, I hope you all know what are patches. What are patches? What are Windows updates? So question is, how can you see the Windows updates on your GUI? Where can you see the Windows updates on your GUI?
Control panel, installed updates.
Okay. So if I go to my add or remove programs, I hope you meant that on the control panels, add or remove programs. So I'll be able to see something called as view installed updates. This place, correct? Is this what you meant? So if I know how to see all the installed updates on my GUI, question is like, how can I see all these updates on the PowerShell? So that is the question. So now, what are the words that you can, what are the keywords that you can search related to a Windows updates or a patches? What are the keywords that comes into your mind? Let's say patch. Okay, can you try it? I'm sure you will not get anything. Can you try get hyphen command star patch star? Do you find anything? I'm sure you will not find anything.
No, we didn't find anything.
Right, because like I got few more things added which you will get an idea later, but yes, so this is not working. So let's say like, let's try another word called as Windows update. Windows update. So that is also not there. So tell me, what is other name for the patches? What are the other names that you know for the patches?
Hotfix.
Hotfix, good. Star hotfix. See, there is a command called as hotfix. So which means like what I'm trying to say is like, you need to ask for it. You are basically talking to the machine. You are asking that, hey, is there anything called as hotfix? Can you show me? Yes, it is showing. You ask like, hey, is there anything called as Windows update? It's saying, no, I don't have anything. So that is the interaction which is going on between you and the machine, and you need to take it in that way. That's what makes your learning so simple. So now, yes, there is a command called as get-hotfix. So let us run something called as get-hotfix. Tell me, do you see the same kind of updates what you see on the GUI over here also? Do you see the same set of updates?
Yes.
Right. So that is the way you need to ask for it. That is very, very important. So now see here, what is the shortcut to open the event viewer on your system?
Event viewer.ms.
Okay, is that event viewer or what is it?
Event VWR.
It's event VWR. Okay, it's event VWR is the shortcut for opening the event viewer. So now again, what is the question that I ask? Shift it to PowerShell. So what are the words that is running into your mind which you can ask for? Get hyphen command, say like, what is, you can, I'm sure you know this saying like how to work with wildcards. What is the meaning that if I type it over here is that it should start with get. Okay, it should start with get, and it can have a word called as event. That is the meaning. That's the way you can use your wildcards. Because like, as I told you that we are concentrating on the get commands. Why do I need to get a lengthy list of commands which are something else or some other verb which I'm not interested? So now see, I'm saying like this, and tell me what is the result that you get it. How many results you get it when you do this? 4?
10. For me,
5.
like around 10.
Okay.
4
13,
commandlets
1, 3.
and few functions.
Okay, few functions. So consider only the commandlet. How many you get it? Do you get these 4?
I got 4, yeah.
Right. So
Yep.
everyone got this 4.
I got 4.
Okay.
Commandlet get event.
Yeah. So now
I got 10.
I got 4.
Yeah. So
I got 2.
Okay, you got 2. You're on which version? You're on Windows 7?
Oh, Windows 10.
Windows 10, right? Okay, then you shouldn't be getting 2. You should be getting more than that. Okay, so please check the command if you typed in correctly. All right. So now that we got 4 commands, see now what we have been doing is like we have been getting few commands, we ran it and it worked well. So we got the results directly for get-services, get-process, get-hotfix. We got the results directly, and we were so sure about the command that we need to run it. But here there are like 4 different commands that came out. Now what is that we need to do is like we are going to finalize, we are going to find out saying like which command is the best one. So as I told you, like we always related with the human terminology, what is that we are going to do is like we are going to do a basic shopping. So like the same way, like how do you shop for something on the e-commerce website, say like Flipkart or Amazon or whatever you name it. So what is that we generally do? Like you shortlist all the products, and then what happens is like you finally you purchase a product, right? That's what generally happens on a real time, right? Same thing is going to happen over here. Now there are like 4 products. For example, let's say you want to buy a mobile phone, you shortlist 4 products and you add it to your wish list, or you add it to the cart, and finally you check out with 1 product. So same thing we are going to do it over here, saying that you just added 4 products onto your wish list or cart, whatever it is. Whichever is the best one is going to be the final one. That's the logic. So now, as I told you, it's a basic shopping concept. So few products we just reject it just by seeing it, right? That's the logic. So by seeing this particular product, which is nowhere related to what we are talking over here, saying like it is talking something about even subscriber and all, which is not related. So it is completely irrelevant to our topic. So we remove it. We completely eliminate it from our choice. That's what we are doing. So now, in fact, this is not the one. So the 4th one is this. This is what you would have got it. So now the 4th one is, the next one is called as get-win event. So if you notice over here, when I do get-win event, it is showing something called as the version. The version number is saying 3.0, whereas the other commands are showing up as 3.1. So which is definitely a latest version. So it is definitely showing up things on a latest version. So when you're trying to buy a mobile phone, we won't be buying a older version. We always buy a latest version, right? So considering that as an older version, we are eliminating it. So considering this as an older version, we are eliminating it from the list. So now the question is like, which product is the best suit for us out of these 2 is the question. So now we have 2 products called as get-event, and the next product is get-event log, and the best choice is within this one. So now we run something. So now what do we do generally when you're planning to buy something? We always take a test ride on a it could be a bike or a car. We take a test ride the same way. I do something called as get-event, and let me just run it to see like what is happening over here. I want you to run get-event and tell me what happens.
No, I don't heard any results.
Nothing is coming out. Okay, see here, even I'm also not getting any result out of it. So now that is leading to a question over here. So it is raising a question saying like, why get-event is not showing any result? That's the first question which is coming up in our mind. Now, run the other command saying get-event log and tell me what happens. What does it ask for?
Asking log name.
Event.
It is asking
Event
for,
name.
it is asking for a log name.
Yeah,
like
log
this.
name.
So now there is one
Yes,
more
it's
question.
asking log name.
It is one more question is coming up in our mind, like what is get-event log asking for? So these are the two questions which are coming up on our mind, and we need to find answers for it now. So that is the job that we need to do. So now let's say that these are the two products, as I told you, like we are doing shopping. When you are doing a shopping, when you want to know more about a product, let's say like you want to know more about a mobile phone, what is that we generally do is like we simply scroll down on the same page, we go to a place called as the specifications and the features. So that is the page that you can really know about a particular product on a detailed way, and that's the same thing we are also going to do it. If you consider these two commands as a product, get-event and get-event log, manufacturer Microsoft has given a specifications and the features page, which is saying like we need to first ask PowerShell that, hey, do you have any help? Is what is the question first. You need to ask for it. You need to ask first, hey, do you have any help? That's the question we are asking. It is saying like, yes, I got a help. What is the help? It is this get-help is the commandlet. So now I say that I do get-help. For what do you need a help? I need a help for this command called as get-event, and then I hit enter. I want you to run this command and tell me, do you see the same structure or an incomplete structure or anything else is happening? Please try it and let me know what is happening.
I just have alias as none extra when compared to yours.
Are you seeing description or not is the question.
Yeah,
I
I
have
got
remarks.
description, but they're commented. Like
I'm seeing remark.
Okay.
I am
I got
getting
remarks
all of
here.
four.
So that's what.
Yeah,
I am getting all of four.
Sheikh, I don't see synopsis and description.
That's what I'm trying to ask, saying like, are you seeing an incomplete help? So the only one question, are you seeing the complete help as the way I'm showing on the screen, or you're seeing an incomplete help is the only question that I have.
yes, incomplete it is for me.
Incomplete help. Okay. How many of you are getting a prompt for updation?
I am getting same as
I
you.
am getting.
Right.
I am also getting the prompt for Mr.
Yes, right. That is the
Yeah,
scenario.
even I am also getting Sheikh.
Right.
Updating.
That is the scenario. You know what? When you ran something called as get-help, and then you ran something called as get-event, there are few possibilities. What are those possibilities? Are first one, it will show a complete help. Okay, which means like it's all perfect. I will tell you like how come it is perfect. We'll be talking about that, because like, you know, throughout this course, how we will be dealing is like, if everything is working perfect, also we're not going to just leave it. We will find a reason saying like how come it is working. If something is not working, also we will troubleshoot and we will find a reason like why it went wrong and what is the problem in that. We will be dealing in that way also. So if everything is perfect, which means like we will also see that how come it became perfect. So now second is like, if it is an incomplete help is one scenario, and the third scenario is like it is going to prompt for an update. These are the three things, these are the three possibilities that could really happen when you do something called as get-help and get-event. Okay, so now what is the scenario is that if I go back over here, so now you said like things are not up to date. So if you're seeing incomplete help, which literally means that things are not up to the mark, things are not up to the level. Okay, let me quickly save this note. I don't want to lose it because it's a notepad. I should have opened a notepad plus plus. Okay, so just give me a minute. Let me store it onto safe place. June 06. All right, it's saved. So now if it is incomplete help, if you see over here, there is a command called as update hyphen help. I want you to run something called as update hyphen help. So if it is showing perfect because your system has already ran something called as update hyphen help, that's the reason. If it is perfect, it is because update hyphen help was executed earlier. It was executed by you or someone earlier. That's the reason. If it is incomplete help, go ahead, run something called as update hyphen help. If it is prompting for an update, which means you can read it on the error message saying like it is saying that it is going to do something called as update hyphen help. Is that right? If you look at for people for whom it is prompting, it will be telling that, hey, I'm going to do update hyphen help, and that is what the permission it is asking you. That is what is happening. So when it is prompting for an update, also it is doing something called as update hyphen help. Anyone got an error message when the update hyphen help?
Yes, Sheikh, I got.
Okay, now I will tell you the reason for it. In fact, you have the reason right on that page itself. For you to run something called as update hyphen help, there are two prerequisites, two things that you should keep in your mind. The first one is that you need to be an administrator, which means if you notice, this session is logged in as an administrator. Now what I'll do is like, I won't run as administrator. I will simply run something. I'll open a very normal PowerShell window. See the difference. The normal PowerShell window is not going to have the administrator tag at the top. So what is that I'm going to do is like, I'm going to run something called as update hyphen help. If I run update hyphen help, it will run as such, everything is working perfectly, and finally it will give an error message. And I will show you the error message because like we are all, including me, okay, we are all scared of that red color font, right? So we are in this training, we are going to face that red color font. That is very, very important. So if you know, if you have the courage to read that red color font, then you can definitely make a lot of difference in terms of your learning. That is extremely important, right? So now why it is failing, why it is throwing an error message? Because reason is you did not open as administrator. Is that true, Sashidhar?
Yeah, that's correct, Sheikh.
All right.
Now I'm running as administrator.
Okay, good. And the second prerequisite is that obviously you need an internet connection. So you need an internet connection to be able to run update hyphen help so that it can connect to the Microsoft servers and get you the latest update onto your machine. Now tell me, after you complete this, is your help up to date? So one information I would like to tell you is that even though you are running as an administrator also, there is a possibility that you will get an error message because one specific module will always fail on Windows 10. Anyone getting an error message though you are running as an administrator?
Yes.
So does that say like
So
fail?
yes, read module is failing.
Yeah, only one module will fail.
Fail to update help.
Exactly, which is pretty common for a Windows 10 machine to fail. So you can ignore it. So how you can confirm it to see whether the update is completed or not means, see this, run the same command and tell me, do you see description or not?
Yes.
Just a minute.
If you are seeing the description, which means your help is updated, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I'm getting a description.
I'm able to see that.
Good, that's it. So which means like your help is perfectly updated. So that is the idea. So you can ignore the things which is not working. Now see, this is what I was telling. This is definitely a scary screen to see, full of red color fonts. But you know what? As I told you that if you take some courage to read it, you have the answer. Do you see the answer on the screen? Right on the screen, the answer is available. Do you see it?
Access is denied.
It is very clearly saying like access is denied. Not only it's telling you the error, it is also giving you the solution also. It is saying like to update the help topics, start Windows PowerShell by using run as administrator. See, that's what I've been telling you, right? It's a language. Not only you are talking to the machine is trying to communicate back to you. It is saying like, hey, I'm having a problem. Because I don't have administrator rights to do the job, please run as administrator is the message that the machine is trying to tell you. So every red color font has a hint. Every red color error message has got a hint in which the machine is trying to talk to you. So you should have patience to read that red color message. I'm sure that 90% of the problem will be solved. Why I'm reserving the 10%, you will find the reason later, because like few error messages throws at some other places. So that's why I'm reserving that 10% of that error, that learning, which I will teach you. But the 90% of the problem will be solved when you go through this red color font. That is very important. So now I hope everyone has ran update-help and you are now seeing the description onto it. Anyone facing any error message, please let me know.
I am seeing the description, but it when I again run that command, it's saying unable to retrieve the help info XML file. Is it something which is okay?
Which is okay. So you don't have to run it again. Once it is updated, that's okay. You can leave it. It is updated. It has updated all the commands. So when you bring in a new module, then you can update it, which I will tell you later. Okay. So now what is important is that, as I told you, that we are doing a shopping, right? So in our shopping, what is that we did? We have shortlisted 2 products and we are trying to learn more about that particular product, and we are now on to the product specification and the features page. So it is very, very important for you to understand what is mentioned on that particular page, right? So you should know how to read that particular information which is given by the manufacturer. That's when you can decide, you can be a good buyer when it comes to a product purchase. But here, when you know how to read this, then only you can be a good administrator or you can be a good scripter. So reading this is very, very important. You should know how this can be read. And again, I'm saying that logic is all the same. You take any command in the world, it will be in the same structure: name, synopsis, syntax, description, related links, remarks. It will be in the same structure. So that's why when you read through this one, automatically the other one will be very easy for you to do it. Okay, so someone has logged in as RS. So please check if your connectivity is okay. If there is any blocking in terms of the internet, so that could be the reason for the failure. Okay, so yeah. So now the logic. Now we are going to understand that how can I read this particular specification page? How can I, what is the takeaway for me from this particular help is what we are going to learn over here. So we are going to see like what are the things which are structured on this particular help. So first comes the name. So name is something like which is the name of this particular command. Synopsis is just a short description about this particular command, saying like gets the events in the event queue. That's it. So next is the syntax. What is a syntax? Syntax is nothing but the technical boundary. Syntax is nothing but a technical boundary of the command. Why do I say as a technical boundary? Because like it is clearly define like what this command is capable of. This command cannot do anything beyond this. Like the same way, what do you see on the specification page in a phone, on a mobile phone, is that the manufacturer clearly says that, hey, it has got only 6 GB of RAM. The manufacturer says like it has got only 6.5-inch of screen. He clearly says like it has got that much resolution only, which means like that's the boundary which is set by the manufacturer, saying like, hey, this is the boundary. It can do only that much. That is what it is trying to say. It's this, like the same way here, Microsoft is also trying to say that, hey, this is the limit that this command can actually do. That is what is mentioned over here. Okay, so inside this there is something with a hyphen which is called as a parameter, which we will be talking immediately we'll be talking about this. As of now, just understand what is the syntax. Syntax is something like it's a technical boundary which defines what is this command is really capable of. That is what is the syntax. See, this description is a long description about this particular command, saying like what it really does, what it can really do. All those things are provided by the Microsoft in a much more detailed way, is what is mentioned on the description part. So the related links is something like Microsoft is saying like, okay, anyways, you learned something called as get-event, go back and learn something new-event, register. So these are the commands which are available, which Microsoft is trying to promote, saying like, okay, you learned this, go ahead, learn something extra. That's what Microsoft is trying to promote over here. So on the remarks page, if you say that, can I see some examples? Yes, you can see it by typing this, saying same get-help, get-event-examples. So this get-help, get-event in a detailed and the full, we will be seeing it shortly, saying there is a difference in the way how it can educate you. That is what it is mentioned over here. So this get-help and get-event online. So what is it I will do is like, I will take this and I will run it over here. You will see the same structure on the internet page. Now see here, what is it doing? When I ran something called as get-help, get-event-online, it is taking you to the same page, which is the help of the same command called as get-event, but it is on the internet side. So now you got the offline copy of it. You got the offline copy. If you say like, can I see online copy? That is where it is taking you. Okay, that's the logic. So see, my screen is shared, my internet, it goes for a toss, so that's why it is still loading, but it is going to this particular place called as the command get-event. The help is going to show up over here. Probably I can show to you in a minute. All right, so now there is a question which is lying, saying like, there is a question which is lying unanswered, saying like, why get-event is not showing any result? That's the first question. We got it right. We are going to find the answer for it, because like, let's say like, if you have a question about a phone, where do you get an answer is like this, the specification and the features page. Same way, we got a question over here saying like, why is it not showing any events? We are going to get the answer. What is it saying? The get-event commandlet gets events in a Windows PowerShell event queue for the current session. So what is a current session? Current session is something like, for this particular window, okay, for this particular window, if there is any error message or if there is any error event which is generated, those kind of events are only available on this particular command. So this is a newly opened window and we are not committed any error. There are no events which are returned for this particular session. So nothing came out. That is the reason. So nothing came out for this get-event, and that's why it is not showing us anything. That is the reason. Now you got the answer for it, saying like, why get-event is not showing any result. Do you get the answer from the description itself? Everyone getting the idea? Are you getting the logic? Saying, do you know that there is a, do you all know that there is a container called as Windows PowerShell itself? So what is it saying is like, the get-event commandlet will write the event, will show the event on the Windows PowerShell event queue, which is meant for this particular session, which is available on this particular window. So there is nothing related. That's why it did not show us anything. That's the reason for it. Okay, let me write down the answer for here, saying like this. Answer is like there are no events in the Windows PowerShell container for the current session. That's why there are no events. That's the reason for it. Okay, so now let's find the answer for the second question that we have. What is the second question? When we run something called as get-event log, what is it asking for? That's the second question, saying like get-help, get-event log. So what is the help saying? It gets the events in an event log or a list of event logs on a local or the remote computer. Right, which means like what it does, it shows.
Sir, I have one doubt.
Yeah, sure.
Actually, that get-event, you told like it is only system means this whatever the command we are running in the window, right? If that there any error will come only, it will show, right? This get-event.
Yeah, see, if there is any error event which is logged in for this particular session, then that will be logged onto the that will be shown as the result of get-event commandlet. That is the reason, because
Okay.
we
So
opened
that event will that event will be logged into that Windows PowerShell event view,
container,
right?
Yes.
Which you were saying that, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, container. Right. Okay.
Right, so as of now there are no errors, so that's why it is not showing anything over here. Saurabh, yeah, go ahead.
Right.
Sir, actually, get event log is not showing the synopsis and syntax and description. So it's the issue of admin.
Yeah, you are logged as administrator or not?
Not, I'm PowerShell, Windows PowerShell.
Yeah,
not
if it is like this, then you cannot run the update. So we are talking about updating the help, right? So you need to first update the help on an administrator's page, I mean administrator session, and then run get-help, get-event log. You will be able to see a complete help like this.
Yes, thank you.
Right. All right, so now what is it I did was like I opened the help of get-event log, and then what is it I did was like, see this, and what is it showing is that it is showing us in the synopsis that it gets the events in an event log or a list of event logs on the local or a remote computer, which sounds to be the right command to get all the event logs. So now, as you can see it over here also, it says like it does the job on the local or the remote computer. So now coming back to the question saying like, hey, what is it asking for? Right, so we were talking about we are trying to deal with the question saying like, what is it asking for, right? So now I have a question for you saying like, when I run this event viewer, the moment the window opens, do you see the logs? Do you see the logs immediately when the window is open?
No, we need to click on any custom or Windows log.
Right, so you need to
select log.
You need to select this, and then only the PowerShell, sorry, then only the GUI is going to open it, right? And that's the same thing happening over here on PowerShell. So on the GUI, it's a two-step process, saying like you need to first run event viewer, which is going to open the window, and then you need to specify like which log it is. So that's when it will do the job. And that's the same thing is happening over here. When you do get-event log, it is asking like, hey, which log name do I need to open? That's the question it is trying to ask you. So I say that you need to open something called as the application logs. Can you try this and tell me, is it working?
Yes.
Yeah, I run as a system log.
That's fine. System, security, application,
yes,
Windows,
it's working.
PowerShell, everything, anything you can take it and it will work. So I'm just hitting enter. I will stop it immediately. I don't want to run it completely. So now I stopped it. So now
How we can stop it?
Control C. Control C to stop it.
For any running command.
Yes. Control C is
If we want to stop any running command, so we will press Control C.
C. Yes. Okay. So now coming back over here, what is that something which is starting with a hyphen? Do you all see that when you type in get hyphen event log, it is asking for the log name, and that's the same log name that we can see it over here. Okay, so that is very important to note. So what is that? What is that something? Okay, wait, let me find that. Let me like the answer for it. So like answer for the question is like it is asking for the log container name. Okay, which we provide as an input, and the job is done. So now what is it I'm going to do is like I'm going to tell you. So I just marked Mr. Amit's number over here so that you can take it in case if you are having it, if you want it. So now what is it I'm going to do is like we are going to see like what is that something inside the syntax which is starting with hyphen. Those are called as the parameters. Anyone has heard the word called as parameters, and can you just give me a hint on what it does? What is the purpose of parameters?
Parameter, it's like our requirement.
Mm-hmm.
It is like a sub command.
I'm expecting one word. See, because like no
conditions.
It's kind of input. You have to.
That's
input.
the word. Input is the word. You know what? See, I take so many interviews also. As like you will also take interviews, right? So when you are taking interview, we always expect the word. We always expect that catchy word from the candidate. When we hear that, we are happy with it. So like the way I will tell you, like when this question is asked, this is the word that you should be spelling so that like the interview will be happy. So that also I will give you hints on it, saying like in case if you're preparing for an interview. So if you write PowerShell on your profile, on your resume, so there are a few questions that could come up definitely. So I will give you answers for that also, so that like you will be able to impress the interviewer. So that also we'll be doing it as and when we move on through the course, right? So what is a parameter? Parameters are used to supply input to the command. And what is a parameter? Parameter, as I told you, is to supply input. So parameter is a component of language. So this definition, right? This definition called as supplying input to the command, this definition is a global definition, which means like you take parameter in Python, you take parameter in Bash, you take parameter in Perl, you take parameter in any language, definition is the same, because like you take in any language, parameter does the same job. So these are called as the components of a language. So every language has it, and every language has it, but every language has its own style of doing it. That's it. So when you learn one language called as Windows PowerShell, you should be able to automatically learn other languages, because like I learned only PowerShell, but I know how to read a shell script, how to read a Perl script, how to read a Python script. I know how to read multiple language scripts. So this one learning can definitely help you to learn many other things also, in case if there is a requirement in your project or in your organization. So now talking about something called as the parameters, it supplies input to the command. The command is get hyphen event log. We are supplying the input called as this. That's the logic. So now what kind of input it can accept? It can accept the input called as the string input. All right. So now can you look into this and tell me, do you find some difference between the way how this log name is written and how this instance ID is written? Do you find any difference in terms of this and this?
It is
Square brackets are more.
Square bracket, right? And this is
okay. Yeah, very good. So you know what? It has got a single square bracket, and this has got a dual square bracket enclosing everything together, and that has a great meaning. That has a good meaning actually. So what is the meaning is that it says that the one which is enclosed with a single square bracket, they are called as a mandatory parameters. Those are called as the mandatory parameters, which the ones which are having a single square bracket. The single square bracket ones are called as the mandatory parameters, and the one with the double square brackets, okay, they are optional. You can provide it or you can ignore it, doesn't even matter. But the one with a single square bracket, you have to provide it. You can't escape from it. That is the way how it is designed. So again, I'm saying that it's a learning. So what is that we are doing is like we are learning about a product. We are learning about a product which, and you need to learn how the manufacturer has designed it. When you are buying a mobile phone, you always see like how the manufacturer has designed it. And same thing is happening over here. So you are seeing that how the manufacturer has designed it. So here you are seeing a single square bracket, and here you are seeing a dual square bracket, which means that, okay, this is mandatory. I have to provide it. That is the understanding over here. Okay, so now see that in case if you're saying that Sheikh, this is really confusing for me, I can't really understand with single square bracket, dual square bracket, tell me some other way. If you're asking like, hey, is there any other way that I can understand this? Yes, there is a way to understand that. Another alternate way to do the job is something like this, saying get hyphen help, again a learning, again inducing the learning over here. Get hyphen help, get hyphen event log, hyphen parameter, and then I say log name. It is going to give me the help of that particular one. Now do you have a clear cut difference between the log name and the instance ID? Which one is that? How can you differentiate it very clearly? What is helping you to differentiate?
Required.
Yeah, the required is saying like, hey, this is compulsory, you have to provide it. The required is saying as true, whereas this required is saying as false. So that is the way how you need to learn. This is what I've been telling you, that you learn the logic. Once you learn the logic, and you can apply this logic anywhere and everywhere. That is what I'm trying to tell you. So I will show you an example. Say like import hyphen module ms online. Don't worry about this command. We'll be talking about this later. Just for your understanding, I'm trying to show you. Say like get hyphen help. I say that get hyphen msol user. So now see this. This is completely a new. It's completely a alien command for few people. Okay, in this, tell me which one is compulsory, which one looks to be compulsory.
City, country.
But you know what, do you see the difference in the way how it is written? City, you are saying it right because it's in a square, because it is in a single square bracket, you are saying that. But did you notice that the single square bracket is not enclosed together? It is enclosed only with this hyphen. But see this, it is enclosed together. Do you see the difference? So answer is no, city is not a mandatory parameter. In case if you want to find the the clarity of it, you can do it with hyphen parameter like this. See this, get hyphen help, get hyphen msol user, hyphen parameter, and then city. Is it mandatory? No, answer is no. So think and tell me what else could be the one. I will show you, I'll tell you that probably, yeah, it is tough to find it. This is the mandatory ones. So that's what I'm trying to, that's what I'm trying to tell you is that what I'm trying to tell you is like sometimes at some places Microsoft has a different meanings for it. So if you want to be so sure about like whether it is required or not, answer is you can directly do the same way like what we are doing over here, saying like object ID. Now do you have a clarity that whether it is compulsory or not? Yes, it is compulsory. So in this one, there are two compulsory things. Either you have to use hyphen object ID or you have to provide the hyphen UPN, user principal name. Now see this, what I do is, so which means either you have to provide this or you have to provide this. That is the meaning it is trying to give you over here, right? So that is your learning. So you learn the logic and you can implement it anywhere is the concept we are trying to do it over here. Okay, so now I have a question for you. We are going to do it in this way, saying like, I don't want to do this two-step process. When I do get hyphen event log, it is going to ask me for the log name and then I provide the log name. It is going to show me the result. I don't like that two-way process. I would like to do it in a single step. I would like to do it on a single liner, which means I say that get hyphen event log hyphen log name, and I would say that directly like this. Yeah. So I'm gonna we're just converting things into a single liner like this, and I press Control C and I stop it. So that is also possible. Now I have a question for you saying that team, please manage your mic. Okay, so please manage your mic. Things are getting recorded. That doesn't look good. Okay, so please manage your mic, Vignesh. So do this. So check this. My question to you is that I don't want to see the complete list of all the events altogether. No, I don't want to see the complete list of events. My question is, I would like to see list only the latest 10 events from the application container. This is my question. Okay, this is my question and the answer is right on the screen.
Newest INT32.
There is something called as hyphen newest, right? So
newest,
what is the job of newest is that it is going to give us only the latest 10 logs. That's the idea. Now see how you need to design. How you need to design is like you need to design it like a storytelling. You need to tell the machine that, hey, can you open this get hyphen event log and go to a place called as the log name called as application and get me only the latest 10 logs. Don't give me everything. Job done. I've been telling you, right? It's a language. You need to communicate with the machine. So you need to communicate in a way that the machine can really understand. Most important, you should also understand. And you need to tell in that way. You need it should be a kind of a storytelling. The command should be like that for your better understanding. Now, what is the time? It's 8:48. Let's say that I want the logs. Okay, I want the logs from the application container, which is logged between today 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Date time, after date time.
Mm-hmm.
After date time, before date time.
Right? You all see it? So it is something like you need to know how to read the syntax. If you know how to read the syntax, then automatically things can be easy for you. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't matter whatever command is that you're seeing, you're facing in front of you, you should be able to read the syntax and do the job. Now see here, again, the same storytelling comes into picture, saying like, hey, can you open get-event log and go to a place called as application, get me everything which
log.
is after. Okay, so I said 6 p.m. right? 6 p.m. Let me convert it into a 24 hours clock like this and say hyphen before. Again, I'm converting it into this and I hit enter. See this? Everything is falling in between 6 to 8 p.m. 1939 is 7:39 p.m. and it is starting from 1620 is 6:20. So this is how you need.
It will work as a. I have a question. It time work as a EST or IST, and how we can change it.
That is depends upon what is your system time. My system time is on IST, so it will do it on IST.
So if we need a EST, then we will change the time zone, then we can get according to EST.
Yes, you're right. Now question is like, how can I get the time zone? You gave a hint saying like time zone. Now I don't know the command. So what is the only thing that I know is the keyword. So I need to ask the PowerShell, hey, do you have anything related to time zone? Is the question that you need to ask. And do you have the answer? Simple. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have a question, ask the machine and the machine will definitely reply to you. So take that idea and then use it. That's the logic. Now see here, we simply asked for 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Did we mention it that we wanted today? Did we mention that we wanted it for today?
No.
No, right? We did not
We can set a date.
Yeah, why not? Why not? So I say that I don't want it for today.
We can.
I say that I don't want it for
we can
today.
set a date.
Raj, I'm coming to.
We can set a time.
Hold on, yeah, hold on. So let's say that we did not ask. Let's say like we don't want it for today. We want it for some other date or for yesterday or day before yesterday. So what is it we need to do? Is like we need to write the date and time also. In this case, how I'm going to write it is like I'm going to write it in a first comes the month and comes the date and comes the year. Okay, and then I write something called as month, date, year. Why is it throwing an error message over here? What is happening over here is that whatever you supplied, this is an input. Okay, this is an input, right? Anything that starts with a hyphen is a parameter. Parameter is an input. So this has been taken as an input for this one. Like the way you typed in application, it has been taken as a value for this parameter. Like the same way, this hyphen this value has been taken for this one, and this became an orphan, which means like that became non-recognizable. Now, do you see this? Where is the underline? Underline is right over here. This became not recognizable. That's why it is throwing an error right over here. So now what is the problem which is happening over here? It does not know what is the value called as 18. It does not know how to convert it. That's the problem. So now to make these two things together, to join these two things, what is it you need to do is like you need to write a double quotes to join these two things together. So now if you have a question saying like, is there a difference between a single quotes and the double quotes? Yes, there is a difference, but here there is no difference. You can use it. as in when time comes, I will tell you like what is the difference between the single quotes and the double quotes. At that time you can take it. As of now, at this point of time, there is no difference between a single quotes and the double quotes. If you try it together like this, it will work. Is it working on your system? Can you try it? Is it working?
Nothing displayed.
Are you sure that your machine was turned on during this time? Because yesterday was a Saturday. Was your machine turned on during that time? From yesterday 6 to 8? So if your machine is not there, if your machine is not turned on, then Ignesh, please go on mute. So see, if your machine is not turned on, obviously there will not be any logs for at that time. So please use the time wherein at the time your machine was turned on, or else like if you have a question saying like, why am I not getting any logs? Go back and validate it on GUI. Go back and validate on the GUI to see that if it is really there or not. Check it on the log, because like, see, you should be smarter than the machine. Before you ask the machine, you should know like, is it really there or not? That's why I always tell you that you should know what is happening on the GUI, and then you need to ask it on the PowerShell. Okay, that is the logic. So that is the way that you need to write scripts. And you know what, again, I'm saying like, if you understood what happened today, now, for example, what is that we wrote? What is that we wrote today is that we wrote something called as this, saying what is get-event log? Get-event log is a commandlet. Is that right? Do we all know what is get-event log? What is get-event log? When you search for something, what do you see as get-event log?
Log name.
It's a commandlet, right? On the left side, you see it as a commandlet. Is that correct? Do you all remember that? See here, when I do something called as get-command, get-event log, what is it?
Yes, yes.
It's a commandlet.
Yes.
Now, see here, we know that it's a commandlet. What is hyphen log name?
Parameter.
What is the purpose of parameter?
To assign the value.
Or get an
input.
Supplying input.
Supply input, simple. Now, what is application?
Value.
Log name.
It's a parameter input value, right? It's a parameter.
Hello.
So this log name is parameter name, and this application is the parameter value. Again, what is hyphen after?
Condition. Condition.
No, why do you say it's a condition?
Parameter condition.
Yeah, it is also a parameter name and the parameter value only. So what it is doing is different, but what it is the same thing. Say like parameter value. Same thing. So what it does, yes, I totally understand what you're saying. What it does, you are saying, yes, it's a parameter name, parameter. So now what I'm trying to tell you is that one liner you wrote it. Do you have utmost clarity that what you did it and why you did it and what is it doing and what kind of result is showing? In case if there is an error message on that, do you have a clarity on what is happening?
So the double semicolon can explain why you picked this. Not understand that.
What is double semicolon?
The 06 date before.
Double quotes, right?
Yeah, sorry.
To make this together, because there was an error because of a space. It errored out because of a space. So that's why we made it together by using a double quotes. So these two things will become together when you enclose with a double quotes. Yeah, Danvik.
Okay.
Sir, you made it like a double quote. So it basically represent you made it a array, right?
We are making it together as a single input. We are making it as a single object. There are two things. And there is a space, right? So if you want to eliminate the space, you want to make it together, means you make it as a you write it with this double quotes.
So why did we use single quotes after that?
That's what I'm saying. At this place, both are doing the same job. You write a double quotes to make it together, or you write a single quotes to make it together. At this particular place, both are doing the same job.
Okay.
But after some time, I will tell you the difference in a practical terms.
Sir, except the get event log, all those parameters.
Yes. Get hyphen event log is a commandlet. These things are like parameter name and the parameter values, which we took it from the syntax itself. So yeah, slowly we will learn few more things and we will add it into the same commandlet. That's how we will be doing it slowly. One after another we'll be doing it. Yeah, Atul. Okay, so is that understandable? Everyone getting the idea of what we are doing and how we are arriving to this particular place? That is very, very important. And you know what, this is to demonstrate like how the classes will be and how interactive the classes will be and how, you know, how simple, because like I'm sure that everyone will be scared of saying like I don't know scripting, how am I going to do it, or will I be able to do it, or all that questions. I would like to take that fear off your mind.
Just to pause you, Dawood, personally I am scaring it from almost 10 years actually.
Okay. Is that 1 hour? Are you okay? Do you understand what you did?
It was quite nice session actually, I personally say.
So that is how the whole 30 hours would be. That I can guarantee.
I also afraid before. I also afraid last 1 hour. Before 1 hour, and after 1 hour, I am feeling good.
That is, again, I'm saying that is what the change that we have seen for almost all the candidates who came for the session. And yeah, the feedback that you're giving now, you'll be giving the same feedback after 15 hours or even 30 hours. You will give the same feedback. That I'm 100% sure about it. All right, you know what, but yes, you have to practice it. If you give a gap, things will vanish off your brain so quick. So you have to be on a constant touch. So that's why I always prefer a weekday class, so that you can continuously work on it and you can be all the ideas will stick onto your mind on a better way. Okay, so yeah,
let me sorry, I'm interrupting you. My question is, we did run all these commandlet. We do have a called history command in Linux. Are we having a kind of a history command over here?
Why not? So now that's a question, right? Let's find an answer.
Yes.
Same way, find an answer. Do we have answer?
Invoke history or get history? Get history. Okay, get history.
See, in this short session, we ran around 40-45 commands. We ran it.
Okay. Got it.
So I have one question about this optional parameter. So we have their dual bracket, right? So does any of this bracket mandatory, or both are optional? Like
all the dual ones are optional. So you know what? That's why I'm saying that there are chances of confusion. So get that confusion clarified by using this command.
Okay.
So if
with the help of parameter, we can understand more detail.
Exactly. So the confusion is completely eliminated if you do this. If it is required, it is mandatory. If it is false, it is optional. You get the clarity out of it.
Okay.
So that's how you got to learn. Any command that comes in front of you, you will be able to learn it.
Apart from that, we see there parentheses, some curly brackets, some commands out there.
We'll talk about it slowly. We will talk about it. Not everything on a single day. We will talk about it. That's what I'm telling you now. I can project the question that you will ask next. I have answers for it, but as a flow.
No, my intent is just to understand the syntax or the help menu that is
We will definitely do it, Atul. Don't worry. Things will happen slowly, one after another.
Good.
So everything has a meaning. So yes, as in with an example, if I tell you, right, instead of a theory, with an example, if I tell you, that will stick onto your mind in a better way. That's why.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
All
So I
right.
have question like, so you started today. Hello,
Sorry.
Aniket here.
Yeah, Niket. Can you be a bit louder?
Yeah, so today we have started session. So today we got basic command. So
Yeah.
how
So
advanced will it be? Like, so what will be the advanced level? Like,
So I showed you the complete. I showed you the complete course contents, right? It will be like that.
I
So we
didn't
will.
see actually. I joined late.
Okay, you want the course content. So can you please ping Mr. Amit? So anyone who wants a course content, if you can please ping Amit, he will forward you the document. So if you want it to be displayed now, just a minute, I will see if I can bring it on the screen. So team, yeah, we are good for the day. So we are done. So in case if you
Hello.
want
Yeah.
today's
Sorry.
recordings,
Hello.
yeah, please
Hello.
go.
Sorry to interrupt you, Dictionary. Okay. Actually, here we run history command. Okay. So it is whatever command we type now, that only visible. So it is possible to view all the command, either GUI, whatever run in backend. It will display all or only whatever user login session.
It will show only for the user logon session.
If I in Linux, if okay.
You know
In
what?
Linux
If
also.
it won't be showing on the history, if I close this window and if I open it, if I type get-history, it won't show anything. But if I simply press up arrow, now it will remember it. So you know what? Microsoft has definitely developed it by seeing Linux, saying that it is going to remember the history, but if you press up arrow, it will be available for you.
My question
So
is
it will
only
be
for
history for that particular
user.
window, right, sir?
History is meant for a
That
particular
command.
session. That is meant for
Yeah,
that particular session. Yes.
Okay. If we will have a multiple window open,
Then history will not be available. Yes, that's right.
Sorry.
Then the history will not be available on all
Right,
the comments. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so someone asked about, was that Raghavendra or someone? So someone asked about the contents, right? So see, this is the content we are going to cover. So we just started off with the basics of Windows PowerShell and make use of the internal help repository, and we learn from syntax. That's it. So we just started over here. So as we move on, we will talk about more and more
Aniket
things.
here.
Yeah,
So
Nikhil.
actually, I was looking for board that can help me to do automation in.
Aniket, I can hardly hear you. I think it's a problem from
So
your
now
side.
I'm audible. Now it's fine.
Yeah, it is better. Tell me.
Yeah, actually, I was. It will help me to automate the things in DevOps, like Azure DevOps.
So I'm not good at DevOps, but I have trained people from DevOps, and I got a feedback like whatever we have discussed, whatever we discussed in their training was helpful for them. So with that note, yes, I can say that it will be helpful.
Sheikh, apart from this PowerShell, what are the other things that you train?
I take Office 365. I take Office 365,
So this class
Exchange,
will be
Active
continued
Directory.
for daily, right? For 20 days, we will take 1.5 hours.
So yeah, 20 days only on weekdays, Monday to Friday. So I'll tell you the schedule. So the schedule is like the weekday classes are starting on June 8th, which is day after tomorrow. So Tuesday the classes are starting. Tuesday morning 7:30 a.m. the classes are starting. So please contact Mr. Amit and enroll yourself, because like on Tuesday it will be only for the enrolled candidates. So please enroll yourself, and yeah, we can get started. So just bear with me that first day we will start from the beginning, and after that we will continue. We will be up to the pace, and we can move from there. So again, I'm saying like this class is a demo class plus the first class to gain confidence from you, saying like how things are delivered, how things are, how I am interacting with you. For that demo purpose we did it. So please enroll yourself, and we should be meeting in a batch soon.
Sir, today's class available?
Sir,
today's class?
available on download recording available?
Recording will be available. So give me some time. So tomorrow morning it should be available for you. Check with Amit. So so take Amit's number. Please check with. Ask for recording.
Sir, for this batch, there will be any weekend batch or not? Like
weekend batch is also
only
weekend batch will start next week Saturday. Next week Saturday. The weekend
And
Saturday,
there will
Sunday.
be any limitation in the number of students, or n number of students can enroll, right?
So it depends. So see, even any number of students come in, I concentrate on each and every one. So now when you talk, I call by name, right? No one got introduced by their name, but still I call people by their name.
Yeah, right.
So that's how I am. So I always concentrate on person to person basis. So yeah, that's what I can say.
It may be disturbed now 1.5 hours for you if you have a lot of people. Like you will cover it like how you can cover all the...
Because suppose if many students will be there, then there might be
don't worry. I have trained
not concentration or disturbance, right?
No, that's okay. Questions are questions, valid questions. See, not everyone is up to the speed. That's okay. So it's my duty to deliver. Even if I cannot complete in 20 days, even if it is taking 22 days also, that's okay. It's my duty to complete and I will do it. You don't have to worry about that. If whatever the course contents I showed you on the screen, I will cover it. Even if it is taking 25 days also, I don't mind. I will cover it to your satisfaction. All right, then. So I would like to thank you for joining today's session. I hope it was interactive and useful. So please contact Mr. Amit and please enroll yourself. And the next session is going to be only for the enrolled candidates. So as I told you, once you enroll it, yes, we will be part of a WhatsApp group and we can definitely interact on the group on a personal note. All right. So thank you very much and see you soon in a batch.
Sir, it's Amit sir is a WhatsApp number.
Yeah, it's the same. It's a WhatsApp number. You can ping him, you can call him, and he will respond to you. In case if the call is waiting, so please drop a message. He will definitely call you back.
Okay, Sheikh. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.